Get up out of your seats and stand up and shout!
Come on. Come on, come on. All right.
Welcome to the SCWA Weekly Update. This week, as I promised, we got the Masked American. Now, he is here to speak to all the fans and let everybody know what has been going on with him health-wise. We will put the clip of the match where the Freedom Defenders was going against the Bravados when he had the initial injury, but some blame it on the fact of a month and a half before that, Simply Perfect jumping him. Right. So now we'll have him here to pretty much tell everybody, and all the questions will be answered. So wherever you want to start, this is your time.
Okay, well, first, Mark, thanks for having me here. Basically, what happened in the beginning was initially I was injured by Simply Perfect. I healed from that okay. Went into the match with the Bravados, and I can't remember the date, but it was the event before last. And it was just a freak accident. Nothing those guys did. They're my all-out friends. I have a ton of respect for those guys. Had great matches with them. Love, wrestling them. But, just one of those freak things. I went to body slam Lance Bravado. I tagged Sarge in. He was going to, try to do a move coming over the rope. And when I went to pick him up, I just felt a sharp pain in my back. My left leg went numb, as you talked about earlier. You got the footage. I guess you'll show the footage now, and you can see what happened there. I just got him about halfway up. My leg went numb. I kind of dropped him. Luckily I tagged Sarge and just kind of collapsed to the mat and laid there for several minutes. And finally my feeling came back.
Well, if you don't mind, we'll pause for a minute and show the fans what the Masked Americans talk about. Here we go. Okay, now that you've got to see, it was a simple, which, that's what we try to explain to people in this business. A lot of times the worst injuries are the smallest little bitty things that shouldn't have never happened.
Right. You can, you train and you work out and try to prepare for things, and sometimes it's just the simplest, maneuver or whatever. And, body mechanics was off. I had some other things going on. My father had passed away earlier that week. So, I had a lot on my mind in that match. And it hadn't even been a week since my father had passed away. And if you saw, when I came out to the ring, I had carried the flag that was on his casket to the ring with me. So, it was pretty emotional. And I'm getting emotional now just talking about it. But, it was just a matter of, my mind was elsewhere. You're not totally concentrating on the match, and
that's totally understandable.
And it was just one of those freak things. And I'm not blaming anybody. It happens. That's the nature of wrestling. And Sarge, I guess, had said something about it at the last event. He and the Mercenary had come out to defend the belts against Simply Perfect. They had been suspended.
Right.
For some things they had done after the first time we wrestled them. We came out prior to the Bravado match and pretty much said, look, we don't want them suspended. We want them back here. We want to get a chance to get our hands on them. So, I was hurt from the Bravado match. Mercenary, great guy. He stepped in. Unfortunately, they lost the tag belts that night. But Sarge had earlier said, that I am going to have surgery on my back.
Right. Now, is that
that's going to be next week. I think he may have said I'd already had it. I hadn't had a chance to talk to him.
Right. I knew it was up in the air. We really didn't know exactly what was going on. We just knew that the possibility of surgery was what the doctors was looking at.
It's a disc problem, and they said unless I get it taken care of, it's just going to get worse. It could happen. I could wrestle a match and not have any problem. I could wrestle a match and same thing happen again. So basically what it came down to is just go ahead and get it taken care of. You won't have to worry about it, unless, something else happens. But as far as that particular injury, go ahead and take care of it now, which I'm going to go ahead and do. And then, that hopefully will take care of the problem and I won't, experience any other problems from that. But, unfortunately, whenever you have surgery, there's always the risk of other things going on. And also, there's the healing process. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to wrestle for a while. I don't know when I'll be able to come back. So, what I want to do is come on here and talk to all the fans of SCWA. Thanks for their support. And, everything leading up to this, all the matches we've had and the support that we've gotten up till this point. And, hopefully I can just get back, as soon as I can. But as far as the timetable on it, I have no idea how long it's going to take. I'll stop in. Obviously I won't be wrestling, but, if I get a chance to come out and, fill up to it, I would love to come out and see the fans and still be able to talk with them and meet with them or whatever the case. So.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, I'll try to get with you a day or two after the surgery, or maybe, get with your wife, and maybe next weekend at the show I can give the fans, whatever update we got, because I know there's a lot of fans that have been really concerned. They say the Masked American's their favorite freedom defender, and, so...
Yeah.
Now that we've got to here, I guess we'd just ask the whole SCWA family and fans to just pray for the Masked American, that he'll go through the surgery well and everything will be fine, and hopefully you'll be back in 110% and give the fans what they come to see.
Well, I'll definitely be back. I don't know when. Probably be when you least expect it, but I'll definitely be coming back. But I'm not going to try to rush things and.
Well, that's like Robert Roma. He didn't push it.
Exactly.
And it was hard. It's hard not to push it because that's what you love. That's what you want to do.
You want to come back, but you got to be realistic about things and know that, and I'm not going to put myself in any jeopardy. If I don't feel like I'm ready to come back and give all I can, then I'm not going to do it. But you got that itch. You want to get back in there and do what we do, but you got to be logical about it too, and be safe. You can't go out there and risk, being crippled. So
that's right. Well, I'd like to thank you for being here, and remember, next week, same time, same place, SCWAWrestling.com, and at the Lucky 7, hopefully I'll have a good update for the Masked American. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.